On this day that I'm gonna go and, well, take a step closer into finishing my bike, I cannot stop myself from thinking about the differences between what we are projecting and we are building and we are almost finishing building and what BMW presented at EICMA this year with the F850GS. Obviously I do not have one to try, but the specs are out there, the pictures are out there, and of course I'm entitled at least to have my opinions and my ideas. So let me share with you some of those. First things first, and we need to discuss the idea of dual sport royalty. The DR650, the XR650L, the KLR, there's a lot of the XT600. Ooh, I love that little bike. There's a lot of bikes that over the years have been fantastic when it comes to dual sport. But those bikes are 25 years old, 30 years old. There's nothing in the world in the past 2 decades, almost 3, that has come close to them. I mean, the KTM 690, the XT660R, not a big fan of the Tenere. They're fantastic bikes. The 800GS, come on, the 800GS, that's a great bike. The HP2, that's an incredible machine. But even those are, what, 10, 15 years old. There's nothing in the market that has come close to it. All the bikes are getting heavier, are getting more powerful, but yes, heavier. The fuel tanks seem to get smaller, or if they get bigger, they get incredibly bigger and incredibly heavier. Where's the new age dual sport bikes that us dual sport enthusiasts have? Because in the end of the day, today is 2018, and you go on ADV Rider, you go on Horizons Unlimited, you go on any of the many Facebook groups, and what you see is people using the same old bikes. Let's go get mine. Don't take me wrong, I honestly believe a lot of great bikes have come out. Not only the 690 as I said, but the first LC4s, the 640, even those little things. That's a magnificent bike. Just not royalty, just not dual sport royalty. There is a reason why 20, almost 30 years after, people still use the same bikes. They're reliable, they're lightweight, they are highly customizable, and they're bulletproof. You let them fall, you pick them up 20, 30, 100 times and nothing broke. That counts for something. So when last year or 2 years ago Africa Twin came out as a prototype at EICMA, everyone was going crazy. Everyone was thinking that this is going to be the bike of the future. This is going to be the dual sport that's going to break all the other dual sports. We were all thinking about a 175 kilos fully wet bike with top-of-the-line suspension, top-of-the-line brakes, with all the whistles and bells that we as dual sport riders love. And the next year, that's not exactly what came out. Don't take me wrong, fantastic bike, a bike that personally I really love, but it is not a true dual sport bike. It has a lot of dual sport capabilities, but it is not a true dual sport bike. This year we were all again super excited because all the spy photos of the F850GS, of the 790 KTM, of the T7, everything has been all around the interwebs of the world, and we've all been super excited. In the end of the day, we're gonna have to wait another year to see what Yamaha and KTM are bringing to the table, but we got to see what BMW brought. And I cannot stop myself from thinking that when we started designing and manufacturing our 10-year celebration of the GS Tea2Wine 800 bike, we went completely the opposite way. I'm not in favor, as a dual sport purist, because I do consider myself that, of electronic suspensions. I'm not in favor of off-road ABS and traction control. They work fantastically, they really do, but I struggle to decide if they are actually helping the riders or if we are mistaking ourselves because things just got easier. For me and for a lot of the guys that I know, and obviously I would love your opinion, the most important thing in dual sport, the thing that gives me the biggest pleasure, is not just riding off-road and finding fantastic places that you wouldn't find on the road. Obviously that's a big part of it, but it's knowing that I'm in full control of the machine and I'm the one slipping the clutch, I'm the one preloading the suspension, I'm the one braking, I'm the one skidding the wheel, I'm the one making those decisions. So if I give half those decisions to a computer, so when we designed our bike, we went the other way around. We beefed up the suspensions. We're not working with WP45, which on my year was what came up, and then they switched for the 43, but that's rambling. We went for WP48 factory, so super beefed up suspension that I've jumped with that thing. It can jump and it can land. We decided to go with weight reduction. Instead of making the bikes heavier, as apparently everyone seems to love doing, we lost 30 kilos on that. And we put a 24-liter tank, not the smaller tank the 850 has. It makes no sense. At least for me, it makes no sense. Even if the bike consumes less. But at what range, at what engine range does it consume less? Because that thing does 4.5 liters with a little bit of engine tweaking, and I wouldn't need a new engine because that Rotax engine, as we saw in the Husqvarna Nuda, it does 3 digits. It does 105 horsepower. So was it needed? I know that BMW does not have this engine anymore. They needed something new, but 24 liters minus 30 kilos, making it a 24-liter fully wet 207 kilogram dual sport bike. Meaning that you drain the tank and it's 180. Well, that's dual sport royalty. That's back in the 80s, 90s, when the DR, when the XR 650L were in all their full-blown magnificent. It was pure. And that's what we tried to do with this bike, make it pure. Sadly, we couldn't do anything on the bike today. They were receiving new bikes, so it was a little bit of a chaos, and I did not want to impose the bike on the works day. But the question remains, and I pass the question on to you. Before you subscribe, before you hit that big thumbs up and that subscription bell, don't forget to comment down below. Let me know, is the dual sport market doomed? And the only resistance in the end is the few of us that continue to modify our bikes to make them, well, able to tackle the world? Or will we be surprised with what Yamaha and KTM will bring next year, and possibly BMW if they manage to surprise us in the upcoming years? As far as we're concerned, well, there's gonna be really cool episodes in the future, but for today, this is it.